All right.
I bled all that kind of blood away. Then why are you still alive?
Testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello. Whoops, almost couldn't take the little cover off. What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the CAD Model of the Day show for day number 560. So, here we are. Let's see here. We got Jeremy Grifsky in the chat. He's saying he's first. He's indubitably first. So, congrats there, my dude. Rhinus just showed up. Hey, yep, hey, back. Welcome to the stream. Make yourself at home. And of course, Yaya just showed up right before I did anything. So that's, it's super awesome to see him, one of the superstars of, the Discord server. He's always trying all kinds of crazy stuff with SolidWorks, and, his work is totally amazing. So, I have an idea of what I want to do for the model of the day, and it's something that someone posted in the Discord chat. So let's take a closer look at that. So this is the Discord, of course, and if you're not already part of the Discord, I am personally inviting you to come on and join. So let me change my scene here. There we go. This is the Discord server. It's the best Discord server, especially for CAD-related content. If you want to join, totally free. All you need is a free Discord account. Just really quickly give the rules a once over, click the little teapot, and all the channels appear. And it's great. So let's go see what's going on here. So CAD Tech Help. Looks like someone posted there. So this one's from Yaya, you know, the man himself, saying, any idea how to get file utilities in the right click menu while SOLIDWORKS Launcher is the default software? The whole internet says that if file utilities is missing, set the default to SOLIDWORKS Launcher. In my case, setting the default to SOLIDWORKS Launcher makes them disappear, while plain SOLIDWORKS shows them again. LOL. So, yeah, that's an interesting one. It looks like the advice actually got him further away from a solution. You know, it'll happen like that sometimes. Yeah, you're saying it's the best Discord server for memes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you like CAD-related memes and me struggling with bugs and stuff like that, you know, it's all in good fun. You know, we don't take ourselves too seriously over here. But something I did want to point out, I don't know if this is a solution for you, Yaya, but something I did want to point out, if you go to your SOLIDWORKS, to your, not file locations, maybe this? I know there's a restore file, okay, so System Options, File Explorer. Try Restore File Associations. Click this button. You might have to run SOLIDWORKS as administrator. Yeah, exactly. So run it as administrator. You know, I can't try it on my own because like right-click works. Like it wouldn't show any difference. But try that out and let me know how it goes. That's at least one thing that I can think of for your issue here. Last stream is poof enough, yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you know, I don't know what he's talking about. The stream where I did the barn, I was just running into problem after problem. We got even, you know, we'll go into the memes channel. You know, Yaya got a screenshot of just some weird stuff going on. Ryan is saying, please make a robotic arm and make a simulation where to place a block from A to B, where grabber is parallel to ground. Oh, so that is a specific class of mechanisms called pick and place mechanisms. And, you know, for the other people watching that don't know, you know, there's many ways to solve the issue. So there's a couple of stuff here. So yeah, you pick something up here and just move it over there or something like that. But you can also do it, you know, you can pick and flip, you can pick up from down here and put it on a shelf or something like that. And by the way, if you haven't checked out this channel, Thang 010146, you know, this is a classic, you know, this guy is a mechanism god, I would say. You know, you think my mechanisms are cool? This guy is just, his channel's full of videos of various mechanisms. I think he uses Inventor too. You know, it's an interesting little fun fact, but definitely recommend checking out this channel. As for modeling it, I think I'd want to do that, but I don't know if I want to do it today, because I did get a request earlier in the day that I want to look at, and we'll get to that in a second. I still have these open from last time. All right, go away. Take that out, and you know, let's go back to here. Let's go to the topic parking lot. Yeah, it was this one. You know, Risky says, I would be interested in seeing the animation process in Mates for a rotary vane compressor. So yeah, this got posted like in the early morning my time, and I just took one look at it and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm doing that today. That's very cool. Electrica made it in. What's going on? Glad to see you here. Just make yourself at home and, you know, watch the show. You gotta rotate? Yeah, but the idea is that there's an inlet here. This whole assembly rotates. And because it's spinning along an eccentric, it's compressing the gas as it goes through here. So the idea is that there is seals here. Not like Navy SEALs, or not like the animal seals, but Yeah, this demonstration is, you know, pretty good. You see that gas gets compressed, and as soon as the outlet shows up, you know, that pocket of air gets shot out. So I've never seen anything like this before. Risky showed it to me. I think it's very interesting. Although I have like a consideration, like maybe a question, but so here's the thing here. So assuming that all of these are airtight, air goes into here, right? And, you know, gets rotated around to the other side where the air is shot out, just like in the demonstration. Cool, I don't have any problems with that. The problem is when what this video is calling the vanes, when it moves past the outlet. So for example, this one, if this is still making a seal with the walls of the housing, then this pocket of air is sealed from the environment. That means when it moves from the outlet side back to the inlet side, I would expect it to pull a vacuum, because you have a small volume of air that is being stretched out to be a larger volume of air, and you don't have an apparent inlet here. There's at least in this demonstration, I don't see an inlet. So I would actually expect it to pull a vacuum in those vanes, and that would create a power loss, because now you're spending energy into pulling a vacuum. I think that is easily fixable, though, because all you have to do is just vent the return stroke of the return path of the vanes, and I think that would fix that. But I find it interesting that this demonstration doesn't address that. Other than that, it is a great demonstration. And nobody mentions it down here. Yeah, let me know if I'm right or wrong or something like that. But that's just my thought. Like, I think it would pull a vacuum. But yeah, so I think I'll work on pick and place maybe on Saturday. Oops, I deleted it. Bring this back. I believe that is the theory. It helps it load with air past the inlet again. Yeah, if it's a vacuum, I think it. Yeah, I think you're. Here, let me set this straight. So if there's a pocket of air, it's pulling a vacuum. That means it actually wants to get smaller. Like, it's pulling a vacuum. It wants to return to a smaller volume. I think that would actually result in a power loss. Well, yeah. But it's still very, very cool. And I think we're doing this today. Alright, memes. What we got for memes? Oh, yeah, I put a couple memes. I put a meme in here. So this was from last time. You know, this is like among the many bugs that I was experiencing. Here's another weird one where I used the rollback bar, put a new feature, and it just appeared down here. Very strange. I didn't like it. But I haven't seen this one. How not to land an orbital rocket booster. Hey Duval, what's going on? Glad to see you here. Hard impact. Oh gosh. Wow, it just really second soft water landing. Breaks apart after tipping. Rest in peace. That's an F in the chat for that one. Oh god. Alright, well. At least you got a nice firework out of it. It's just a scratch. Oh, so this is a compilation of just all failures. I actually did this as a CAD model of the day. Get out of here. The landing platform. And that is based on a vessel, a barge, pretty much. And it's oh my god, I forget the name, but it's Of Course I Still Love You, I believe is the name of the barge. And I actually modeled that in CAD Model of the Day. It's just a rapid scheduled unassembly. Ran out of propellant. It looks fine. Oh, it's tipping. Goodbye. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. First successful land landing. Yeah, drone ship. That's what it's called. You are my everything. Very nice. Yeah. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And try I did as I have, let me know what you guys think, but I'm thinking I'm thinking of using this as a intro for my videos. What do you think? Probably with that sound I just got demonetized. I probably shouldn't have played it. It was also very loud, so I apologize for that. I didn't expect that to be so loud. Yeah, YouTube algorithm will go nuts. I think so too. What's even more hilarious, who posted that SpaceX video? Oh, SpaceX themselves. That's so funny. What a meme. I didn't notice that. Thanks for pointing that out. That is so funny. Alright, so what else we got here? Even though that SolidWorks doesn't, by default, run an Apple product, the customer story they went with is actually of a Mac user. Pretty interesting. Yep, Yaya is correct. It is a Windows application and is, coded in C++, runs on Windows. But with Apple products, you can run, God, what is that? Not Boot Camp. Boot Camp is old. Maybe they mentioned in the article, but there is a Mac product that emulates Windows, pretty much, within the Mac environment. What? Oh. That's funny, yeah. That is... I mean, even weirder than the Apple computer is this chair, dude. It looks like, this is an engineer that... Parallels, thank you, Yaya. I had to deal with some of the cases with that when I was a tech support agent, but... Yeah, Parallels. With Parallels, you're able to run Windows program. Thank you. Oh, Alessio's here. What's going on? Make sure you make yourself at home, and we're just taking a look at this a little bit of a meme. Yeah, what is this chair? I mean, this looks like a guy that just doesn't have time for a dentist appointment. So he just calls a dentist to his house. He just does his work, and then when he wants to take a break, he just lays down and is like, all right, give me that root canal, dog. But yeah, good stuff, good stuff. All right, so I think that's about it. Yeah, system messages is for when people enter. All right, so yeah, that's about it. If you have your own memes you want to post of me or of other stuff, like the memes don't even have to be, CAD related or SolidWorks related. Just don't be offensive, and I think we'll be good. I think this is one of
Welcome to Bottom Gear, mate.
Yeah, this Bottom Gear one is pretty funny. Hey, Garlic Trader, what's going on? How did your exam go? Hope it went well for you. But hopefully you're done with that, and you can chill out, relax, enjoy your garlic. Well, yeah. So let's take a look at this. All right. So main components here. So the housing and the inlet and the outlet, I think I can model as one part, and I could probably do this pretty quick too. And then we have. The vane is going to be probably a sub-assembly of some sort, I think. Really well. 4 hours of talking about environmental impacts. That sounds so tiring, dude. I'm glad you made it through. Will you add the gases in post? Yeah, if I do, I'll probably do that in Camtasia or something. Now 2 more left for the end of the month. Oh, Godspeed, dude. Yeah, I hope that goes well. I mean, once you get to a point, where you're just really comfortable with the stuff, just like I am with engineering and SolidWorks, I've had streams that are like 3 hours because I just keep rambling. Today I tried a commercial multi-body software, Recurden, and it is fast. Very impressive. We need more software like this, not legacy code written 30 years ago. I totally agree, dude. You know, I think there's going to have to become a point where, you know, programs, not only like SolidWorks, but, you know, all the major CAD programs are by nature, you know, they get updates, but it's like new code written on top of old code, and you repeat the process for 20 years, and you get you get a lot of inefficiencies and a lot of instabilities, and it can be kind of rough sometimes. Well, that's really cool. I'm gonna have to check that out sometime. Let's do something like that. I don't think I'll trace this, but I will just, you know, grab a copy of that. Yeah, so let's go in here. We'll get started with the house, with the housing, I think. So how big should this thing be? I have no clue, so maybe I'll just do it like a foot across. I mean, people back home make it sound like getting an engineering degree means that companies come knocking on your door to hire you. I'm out here struggling to find work as a waiter. Yeah, I don't know if you're with me in the United States, Garlic, but yeah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough all the way around, I think. Yeah, and at first I definitely struggled to get work initially. That was something I was worried about, and you know, I did take like a very like shotgun blast approach where I just sent my resume everywhere where, you know, my skills were even like a little bit applicable, and just see what happened. You know, then I met Design Point, which is like, they sell SolidWorks software. It's like that's the other thing. Sometimes you have to think outside the box. You know, instead of just searching, you know, just design engineer, what else could you do with your skill set? So being a CAD tech support engineer is not something that everyone thinks that they can do, but, you know, it was a pretty good job, I would say. Or being like a SolidWorks trainer, which I guess was a little bit closer to what I did. So it's like, I wasn't being a mechanical designer, I was supporting other mechanical designers by teaching them SolidWorks. And I think it's very cool. Oh, you're in Norway. All right, good to know. But yeah, so I don't know how the job climate is in Norway, but it's a little rough in the United States as well. Belasin just showed up. What's going on? Glad to see you here. But yeah, we'll have this housing. Just not overthink it. And I think we can get the inlet and outlet with one fell swoop. Struggling to find your first job in the U.S.? Yeah, it's like I said. I struggled when I'm not gonna lie. I very much struggled. I probably sent out at least 100 applications over the course of like half a year, and I only had like 10 really good leads after that. Yeah, out of the box. Yeah, exactly. It depends on like what you want in life, like. But you know, yeah, being a mechanical design engineer is just not the only thing you can do. You can do plenty of other stuff. You can be a mechanical drafter for a little bit. You can help. You can help assist. That's another thing. You could go in as a draftsman. I would be careful though. Not that being a draftsman is a bad job. So a draftsman meaning that you're not doing any of the design work. That you're working with engineers who do the design, but then need someone to SolidWorks model it so they can focus on designing. I think in most cases, the job of the draftsman and the job of the engineer has been combined. But there are companies that keep those roles separate. You know, it doesn't pay as well as an engineer because it kind of takes the design skill set needed. But you know, if you're really struggling to find something, you could start there to get not only some salary but also some experience. And maybe if you show that that you're picking out mistakes and the engineer's work, that maybe they'll promote you to be an engineer, that you can move laterally in the company. That's just all kind of a hypothesis though. But it is something I've heard that happens. I don't know how often that is. Something that I realize is like my what's it called? I guess my path in life with my job, that I'm working from home for a startup company. It's pretty unique. Definitely not textbook. Like, there's a lot of people who had the best grades in engineering school. They just got out. Lockheed Martin offered them a job. Rockwell Automation just offered them a job. General Electric just offered them a job, and they took it and they started their life. I had to take a different path, but that's okay. My path led me here, talking to you guys. I have a YouTube channel where I have over 3,000 lovely subscribers, the best subscribers on the platform, and I get to talk with you guys. So I'm kind of glad I just didn't get offered just a job just straight. I'm like, okay, I'll stick with this boring thing. It's like me. I had to think outside of the box, I would say. This is the housing. Other way around. Yeah, low grades but perfect skills. Got a job in no time. Yeah, that's a thing. Like, I think it matters more if you want to be like a research engineer, like research like materials and up and coming technologies like compliant mechanisms and stuff like that, to assist in a lab format. Kind of grades is what they're all about, and just kind of having those studying and researching skills. But when it comes to like building products and getting them out to market and to do testing, anyone can do it with a bit of practice and just a little bit of focused training, right? So and that's kind of what I was too, like not perfect grades, but I worked really, really hard on my skill sets, namely SolidWorks. Like, I was pretty much the only one coming out of college that could confidently say, I can basically model anything you want me to, Well, yeah, so it's like, if you're gonna go into, it goes for really anything. Sorry, excuse me. Like, I think any path is viable, but sometimes it does require being the best there is. It's like you could make a living doing dog walking if you want. It might be a lot of people will say, well, that's just like something like a teenager does to make an extra buck to go out to the movies or something like that. That's like the traditional way of thinking. But if you're like the best dog walker there is, like you can get the rowdiest dogs and they just all listen to you. People want that service. That's simply put, people want that service. Leslie's saying, "Oh, I modeled a pseudo-rigid model of a compliant mechanism." Yeah, that's it. I've done a little bit of that too. Yeah, now share your work right now. I like the enthusiasm. I think that might be a little too eccentric. So we have this, right? And let me adjust this shell a little bit. Maybe I'll shell outward. Okay, I think I like that a little bit better. Did this dimension flip? I think it did. Yeah, because Y is up, so this flipped. Not sure how that happened. That's okay, though. It's very easy to fix. Having a hard time reading. Yeah, you know, I'm barely literate or whatever. But we will. Housing that goes there. Alright, awesome sauce. Let's paste copy. Yeah, I'm trying to take a closer look at these veins here. Veined. There's a couple of springs there too. I can show that, I think. Okay, so there's our rotary compressor. Gotta make some veins. So it looks like there is like a bit of a spindle here. Third time's a charm. Today I've got mold making cert with 150 of 160, and as a bonus I got this sheet metal as well. Balasan, something that I will mention, since you are so close on the mold making, really think about it. If you think you know what you did wrong on the exam, you can actually email certification@solidworks.com. And if you want, you can DM me on Discord or wherever you like. And if you want help writing the email, but basically you'll say something like, "Hey, I took the mold making. I was really close. I think I know what I did wrong though." And you know, and you being, you know, good test taker and saving your files. You know, you could say it had me do this, but I realized I typed in the wrong value here. You know, I'm just making that up. And I realized it should have been this or something like that. And if you're really close, they'll sometimes give you a second chance to get a question right, and they'll sometimes award you the certification right there without retaking it. But yeah, that's only if you're comfortable with that, and you kind of have to have an inkling of, like, you know, a little bit of what went wrong. Oh, he passed it? Oh. Oh, so see, Yaya's right. I can't read. I thought 160 was the cutoff. Oh gosh, yeah, so sorry. Yeah, congratulations. God, you know, I think I failed the literacy certification. I don't know what I'm reading, but that's amazing, dude. That is LOL. That is like Pepega. I'm such a doofus. But that's amazing. Free garlics forever. No, yeah, we better party with those garlics, because mold making is like one of the hardest exams like SolidWorks offers to customers. That's nuts. Wow, 2-for-1 special. That's amazing. You know why I thought that? Because the cutoff for the CSWE is 160. CSWE is like a total of like 200 points, I think. You need 160, and you know, if you get 150, that means you don't pass. But I failed the literacy exam. I straight up don't know how to read. But Belasin is a champ here. I think you're the first person, by the way. So this is like, double whammy here. I think you're the first person that I know of that has passed the new version of that exam, because I took it and passed it, but that was back when it was the easiest exam. So I'm sure Yaya you would want to talk to you, because he's writing his LinkedIn articles. That is so good, though. Oh, he did? Yeah, maybe I'm just straight up not paying attention. So how do I want to... That's incredible. Yeah, but the point stands. Like very, very few people actually pass that exam. You didn't share it on the server though. Oh, I see. So you asked him directly, I'm assuming. CAD for Engineers YouTube channel has awesome videos about that. Yeah, I think that got mentioned to me too. Alright, so I have this. So this is vein, this is... Let's say that this is the outer. We'll keep it simple. Get it mated up and maybe I'll add some details. We'll see how that goes. But I am such a goof though. And Yaya called this too. He said Rob's having a trouble with reading. I'm like, nah, dog. It's all you. And then he mentioned this, and then I'm like, oh, sorry about. He literally said passing in there too. Hi there, Bob. I mean Rob. That's funny. Like a lot of people call me Bob by accident, but it's good to see you here, Tassin, from Pakistan. I hope everything's going well over there. But yeah, you know, make yourself at home, and I hope you enjoy the stream. It's a new part. This is good, I suppose. Yeah, give me a sec, guys. I'm trying to. My monkey brain is thinking what I should do next. Here, I have an idea. What if I save this as a new part? So vein outer. I'll make this vein inner. I think I should be able to do this with one more feature. If I shell this and then shell outward with a thickness. There, and now this part should fit the other one perfectly. So that will fit into there. And I'll insert this into its own assembly. Maybe we can play around with flexible assemblies. Where's vein outer? Oh no, I need vein inner. We'll start there. Insert. We need the outer. There we go. And to make this simple, since they share the same origin, right? We can say that the front plane and the front plane should be coincident. The right plane and the right plane should be coincident. There we go. You know, I know there's nothing preventing it from going too far in like this, but that is intentional. So this assembly is vein assembly. Vein ASM. I think what I'll do here, oops, let's do a mate coincident between this, oops, and this. Oh, I thought I did an update, but I'll just say for positioning only. So now there should only be 2 mates. That's all we need. That's fine. Let's go back to, let's save this whole assembly too. Compressor. Assembly we can insert the vane assembly, and that'll go in here. Something I realized, I might have to make both of these shorter because they're supposed to be something here for it to attach to. Wait, what was that option on the mate? Oh, that used for positioning only. I'll show it again. Yeah, it's just something that it's like basically the same thing as adding a mate and then immediately deleting it. So I could say mate, this, and this, and if you scroll down for positioning only, it means it'll move the parts into place, but won't actually add the mate. So coincident 4, if I hit OK, and OK again, you notice coincident 4 does not exist. And, you know, I can just as easily, you know, pull that out if I want to. So that's just kind of deal with that. If you want to move stuff into place without actually, like, you know, locking it. So let's take this boss extrude. Instead of being so dang tall, oh, actually, I think the move is actually to make the inner smaller. Adding the tool to the belt. Nice. Step save is a step save. I feel that. Good philosophy to have. Let's go for the outer here. And this just needs to be shorter, just straight up. Okay, and that's fine. I just want it to be in some kind of like collapsed neutral position. It's the whole assembly. I know I keep flip-flopping, but 4, make that shorter. Okay, I think this will work now. So I need to make like a spindle thingy. Technical term. Oh, this. I didn't mean to use this, but you know, a part file is a part file. Getting a polygon. How many? Looks like there's 8. So I'm gonna get like an octagon. So by the way, if you've drawn a polygon and you need to like edit it, you see if you click it, you don't get any of those options. Just right click one of the legs and just say edit polygon. Now I can make this to have 8. Like that. Maybe we can make this 1. And then let's add an interior hole, 0.75. Be something like that. And how big is this? 3 needs to be 1 inch longer, I think. If I want it to be flush. Yeah, I intentionally took out a face of the housing. Obviously the compressor wouldn't work like that. It wouldn't work if it was. Okay, so that's good. Like that, but it does make it easier to see. So let's call this hub. I think that's probably a better word for it. So let's insert hub into here. And I think the simplest way, I think this is gonna bite me, but let's see. Just making those. All right, let's turn off ambient occlusion so it stops doing that. You know, an edge with an edge. Typically not the best way for a mate, but it'll work. Alright, now I need this face, and here I can actually say profile center. So that is not only, yeah, that is not only coincident, but it actually centers up the bottom of that face about that center. So it's a very useful mate. I think this will work. So you notice I can't pull this out even though I made sure not to have added the mate. All I have to do, yeah, there's probably another design change I need to make, but I need to just right click on this and click this to say make sub-assembly flexible. Now I'm able to pull that out. What else? I think I want to make this a fillet. So I'm going to say open part in position. The nice thing is I know which edge needs a full round fillet, because open part in position opens it up in the exact same way that I saw it. So that should be in the correct spot. Indeed. Yeah, width mate is one of my favorites, honestly. Alright, so we have this. I think, honestly, I might delete this fillet. It would be nice to get an edge there and instead just manually put it as 2 fillets and then just get in the size. So what's the difference between this and what I had before? Well, this now has an edge and I can use that for mating now. Full round fillet merges the surface into one. So I could say coincident. Ooh, very nice. It's doing pretty well. Let's give that a good old save. And let's think about our options to get the other blades on. So one thing we can do is of course a pattern, but let's see. So if I do a circular component pattern, components to pattern, make sure I give it the vane assembly. As for the rotatey bit, I want it like that. And I want 8 of them. Synchronize movement of flexible subassembly components. This needs to be off. That means that if this is short, this is short too, just like it's showing here. But I need all the subassembly instances to be separate from each other. So if I do that, okay, that's alright, I guess. I have to add 7 more mates though. What's the keyboard shortcut you use involuntarily all the time? I would say Control 8. I want to try a different way. So let me suppress. I want to show you guys something new, and it might help with the addition of new components. It might be easier. Well, let's see. If I go to insert components and say copy with mates, I wonder if anyone's used it in the chat. Copy with mates. I can say the vane assembly, click next. So the coincident, so the way this works is that you can select a component or assembly like I have, and with every new instance, if the mate is the same all the time, I can actually click this button to say repeat, which means it's saying to for the edge of this, it is always coincident to the same surface. With profile center, it actually changes. So instead of being here, the next one's going to be over here. Maybe like that. A bit strange. Maybe this isn't the best way to show it. Profile center's being a little... Yeah, it's not doing what I need. Sad. Ideally, it would have placed a new profile center on this with coincident there, and that way I could just kind of click the other faces to keep it going. Hello? Something is not right here. So this definitely can't move out of its place. Oh, so you're just gonna return back to normal now? Fine, whatever. Just gonna go with my plan A. Yeah, sometimes I try and show something cool and it doesn't work out. It's okay. I very much teach like an opportunist. It's like, oh, I see an opportunity to show something cool to my viewers, and I try and take that. Oops. With that. Angelica, your favorites are here. Ah, yes, yeah, that is my favorite set of viewers. Alright, this thing is working pretty good now. Is there a difference between coincident or tangent in this case? That's a good question. I don't think there's any functional difference. I would still prefer to use... Oh yeah, there is a functional difference. Yeah, because if you look here, you see that it is actually intersecting a little bit. Right? Because it's just putting that point. I might actually have to increase my graphics a little bit. One sec. Go to image quality and crank this bad boy up like that. There we go. You can see it just a little bit better. Yeah, tangent should be used here. The reason I don't want to use it is that tangent can be a little bit it can be a little bit screwy with you know, what it should be tangent with. Yeah, that is true. I'm just gonna assume that it's negligible, and it really is, because from here you don't see the intersections. But if you go here and change it to tangent, actually I wonder which housing this is. Hello? Oh, it's this one. Yeah, tangent. Yeah, Yaya hit the nail on the head. Tangent loves flipping direction. So if I... So which instance is this one? Oh, this is the original instance. Very good. So let me rebuild. I wonder if I can get it to flip if I like do something like that. No, it still looks pretty good. Yeah, I've had tangent flip issues, so you know, I'll just leave it like that. If it's apparent in the final animation, I'll fix it. Well, this is looking pretty cool. Let's get some materials on here. Let's make this like aluminum just to make it contrast a little bit. Yeah, tangent flip. You'd be, yeah, with a theoretical extension of the circle. Yep, that is exactly. Like, I'm afraid of this circle going to the other side, and SolidWorks saying, "Yep, that's tangent. That's what you want, right?" I'm like, no, you dingbat. I could actually stand to make this a little bit larger. Actually, what I could do, what I should do, actually, instead of making this the driving dimension, let me make that driven, and instead make each link 0.5. I think that's what has to be done. Because at that point, then it perfectly fits it. And let's see how... That looks pretty good. You know, no intersections there. I'm gonna save a video of it right now, just in case something bad happens. But I do want to add the springs. So let me get this into a position that I like. Maybe like that. Something like, yeah, something like that. So I'm trying to overthink it here. And, you know, this can just stay as a regular animation. Remember, if you can get the animation you want with just mates, just stick with a regular animation mode. Would eliminating that overhang allow the copy with mates to work? That's a good question. I don't really think so, honestly. Because I think it just needs two, it doesn't change the fact that it's just two rectangles mating together. Like, it doesn't really take into account the any intersections, so I would expect it to fail still. And actually, here's a trick. You know, I don't have to run it that fast. You know, for a looping animation, and especially if I wanted to make this high quality and like in slow motion, I could actually divide this by 8, which is the number of blades. Okay. 1.5. And because the design is cyclical, you see it goes here, and because it perfectly loops, it looks like that blade is just continuing. So it's a way to either, you know, get like slow motion into your animation, or if I really wanted to, I could have kept it the same speed and then just brought this to be a fraction of its length and just export a shorter clip. But, you know, using the symmetry in your system is, you know, can really help with exporting and getting like a high quality animation. But let's bump this up to 60. I think rectangular springs would be fun, actually. Yeah, let's do. I don't think anyone would notice them, but I think just to meme a little bit, let's do rectangular springs. Why not? Yeah, I always do that trick. Yeah, I figure you would, because, you know, your animations are pretty crazy, and anything that I know you would have looked for those optimizations. But yeah, no one has to know. Yeah, so instead of this being 40 seconds long to go through a true like round trip, you know, as long as all the blades are exactly the same. Now here's something that's tricky. So let's oops, I've goofed up. I think they're good with MP4s too. I think they just export with one extra frame. So it actually exports the start frame again. So I think it'll work with MP4s. You just got to remove that extra frame using Camtasia or whatever software you want. Or unless you're talking about a different issue. In that case, I haven't ran into it. Okay, MP4. test. Yeah, the only something that I thought of, the only downside to this is there's really not any easy way for me to show the air if I'm just doing a fraction, but you know, that's okay. I think I might just label it inlet and outlet. Not all video players loop the video after it ends. No, that's true. Yeah, like the Discord, the Discord, what's it called? Discord preview doesn't loop. Alright, so we have that. Let's try and get a square spring. I think that'd be kind of cool. Or a rectangle spring. Or I could do like a leaf spring too. And that wouldn't look as visually interesting though. Can we open up the subassembly from here? Apparently not. Let's just bring this up. So let's start new part, maybe here. Let's offset this entities towards the inside. So I would imagine that that will be the kind of bounding box for our spring. We go to surface and extrude this surface to way taller than it could ever possibly extend. So this actually does not matter how tall this is, but I'll make it extra tall. Alright, so far so good. I will then care to show us your flow sim skills. My flow sim skills aren't that good, to be honest. I can be a little bit dangerous, but you know, one of the people that I work with at work is Flojo. Let me know if that name rings a bell, but if it does, he is probably like one of the best flow simulation experts in the world, I would say. So maybe I'm just not as confident in myself because I get to work with that guy every day. But yeah, this guy has done flow simulations for like Linus Tech Tips. Like when they want to do something silly like water cool their film camera. Like the person who verifies that something like that could even work was Flojo. You know, maybe I can have him come on the stream and have him show your skill so we can all just be in awe. You know, I think that'd be kind of fun. So this, I need that to be on plane. It's not giving it to me. This is not checked. I mean, I could just get the edge and just do a coincident. I suppose that'll work. Like that. It just needs to change the length with depending on how far this is pulled out. Let me get out of that real quick. So if I push that all the way here, also pretty good to know. Yeah, it's a little bit goofy, but I do need to know like what like the minimum length is. So from here to here, press M. So it's like 1 1/4. So I'll base the compressed length of the spring off of that. So again, we can use mate distance 1.25. This and that for positioning only. There we go. And then now, with that in place, I opened up the part, so that's where the bottom would be. Now, I just need to draw a line that is just way longer than this. I'll just give that a length of like 3. And then now I should just be able to do a swept surface. This along that.
You must think first, before you move.
Specify twist, revolutions. Yeah, let's try something like that. Yeah, it's Modelchi. Always good to see Modelchi here. Hope everything's going well over there, and you know, relax and enjoy the stream.
I came here tonight to play chess. Nobody ever mentioned.
Just gonna like round off the spring a little bit because I know that springs don't make sharp corners typically. But now I can say sketch intersection curve, which will automatically open up a 3D sketch. Then I can select these two entities, and it looks like Garbo. Oh, because I'm so dumb. I am sorry. Try that again. Intersection curve. I want the entire surface body. Should pick the entire bodies. So that should give me. Wow, that looks a bit weird. Yeah, I guess because the aspect ratio is just so weird, right? It's a strange spring. Hide. I'll have this be pretty small.
There's so much to say.
I guess we can make it a bit bigger than that.
I love you.
Honestly, it looks pretty terrible. That's my opinion. It looks like garbage. But what I think I can do, instead of using these curves, let me set these to construction. And I think I might just have to like bridge them manually like that. The thing is doing those curves because it goes from an edge that is very far from that helix to a point that is very close. So it just sees like a very violent change in curvature. And I don't think that's something we can fix with our methodology, but that is something we can work around. Using something like this. Just have to make sure let me take out the relations. Those are kind of messing with my head. Oh, so gross. Oh, so yeah, this has to be going like up the ramp. Took my brain a second to get oriented to what I was doing. So because this is still, instead of deleting those entities, I made them construction. And even if I did delete them, those edges are still have intersection relations, which means that when I stretch a spring out, the edges will you know, move further apart from each other, and we'll update it. So this should still work as like a valid, like, kind of spring. That looks way better. So I saved. Let's go back to this. So now if I move this out and hit rebuild, yay! I think it's working. Let me make this transparent. It takes a long time to rebuild. That's gonna stink to animate. Oh, maybe not so bad. Well, we'll see. If this takes too long, I have my original version already sent out. But, you know, let's go back here. Oh, let me turn that off. Interesting to note. That this doesn't appear to be rebuilding across the instances, which is mildly concerning. Let me change the frame rate to 12. Let's hit recalculate, see what it does. Yeah, so the springs aren't updating. Maybe they do not have the ability to update across a level of depth, which is... Oh, it's not even letting me stop. It's unstoppable. Bro, let me stop. Okay, there we go. You wouldn't let me get off the ride. That stinks. What I could do, let me see. If I took this and dissolved the subassembly, move. Yeah, things are angry. And that's because main inner. Let me think. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make independent. I do have one more trick up my sleeve, I think. Let's go back here. I don't really remember how to do this, though. Go back here. I think the only way is to right click and say make independent, wherever this. I think that's legitimately the only way. And then have this in the top level. Yeah, to be honest, I don't think it's worth it, the effort. For a tiny appreciable difference in what you're trying to show. Yeah, what I think I'll do, though, before I go. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to punt on that. I'm just not going to do it. Yeah, my perfectionist self, you know, needs to go to sleep at some point tonight. Yeah, I'm just not doing it. I know what to do. Just I don't think it's worth doing it for something that is barely visible. And I think that's the most important thing most important skill you can learn, is that, you know, you got to think what you're trying to accomplish with your animation and what you're trying to show. And you got to ask, you know, how much does this add to my presentation here? I would argue it's negligible. And of course, you know, some of you may have different opinions than that, but you know, for a daily project that you know, I try and aim to spend about an hour a day, you know. You know, we'll leave it be. But what I will do is get a version of this where it's just a top half, and I think what would be cool there is that in Camtasia I could put like arrows showing the inlet and the outlet. What I might even do is let's make that green. There we go. So we're just going to use a green screen effect basically. 60 MP4 top. Yeah, isn't it like, you know, middle of the night over there in Germany? Night owls. Man, I used to be a big night owl though. Not so much anymore. I'm turning into a normie. One in the morning in Tunisia. Yeah, man, it's very late. You know, I was actually talking with my buddy about this, and I was actually considering moving the time of the streams a little bit earlier in the day. It would actually be a little bit more convenient for me too. Yeah, 7 p.m. is my 1 a.m. I was thinking of moving the start time of these streams to 5 p.m., which is right when I get out of work, pretty much. You know, I work from home, so there's no commute. The only downside I would see is I might be late sometimes. But, you know, it would be beneficial because, you know, if I started at 5 p.m., for example, it would be 11 in Yaya's time. It would also be 11 in Madelchi's time. Yeah, Yaya seems to think pretty positively of it. Yeah, if you have an opinion, let me know in the chat or let me know in the Discord, or if you want to tell me privately. You will switch computer. Yeah, no, it's literally, I have the two computers right next to each other. I just unplug a monitor from one and plug it into the other. and that's it. And then just have to launch OBS and set up some things, but setup doesn't really take more than 5 or 10 minutes, like creating a YouTube live stream, you know, making the thumbnail. The only thing is that sometimes, like, I get on a call and it might run after work a little bit. It's not very often, but, you know, I initially started my streams at 7 because, you know, especially that I was, you know, new to frequent streaming at that time. I wanted to give myself a, you know, a couple hours to, like, prepare if I needed to prepare something, but... Yeah, so yeah, I was in like 6 p.m. In Tunisia, we're too lazy to move on to daylight saving time, so we just ignore it. Honestly, Tunisia has the right idea. Daylight saving times, alright. Daylight saving times, it sucks. Why do we have to do it? Well, I mean, I know why, you know, apparently, you know, during, I think it was one of the world wars in the United States, we implemented daylight saving time to, well, save daylight. You save, you know, your lamp oil, and we're able to, you know, donate that to the war effort pretty much. But it's not necessary anymore, and apparently there's a lot of people who die because of it. It's like people with like pacemakers and stuff like that can't really handle that change of like to their circadian rhythm, and actually develop like heart problems because of it. It's a little morbid. So I have that and that. Alright, so visual effects, remove a color. Let me make sure it is the right green. Tolerance. Do that. Softness. So let me see if I put like an annotation. Imagine dying for daylight savings. Yeah, I know, dude. Oh, what the free? Okay, let me lock this. Lock that. Hello? Alright. Does this even look like anything? Oh, does it animate? I think it does. Or maybe it's just literally one frame. Alright, so that's better for me to see. Yeah, imagine dying from a change in time. But other than that, it's just confusing. Because we're just not all consistent as a world effort, whether we implement it or not. So we just get this half-seas. So I don't think is very helpful. Yeah, but what's kind of cool, so with this, is that I can go and get like... I enjoy this arrow. Let's move this down here. Before 2006, not all of Indiana served daylight savings time. Where I lived half of the year were on Chicago time, the other half were on the same as the rest of the state. Oh my god, that must have been confusing. Imagine going out anywhere and just being like, oh, are you open yet? No, I'm not. Like, but you open at 8, don't you? But yeah, it's 7 right now. Like, what the heck? That's just annoying. I like my lines extra thick. Man, that is crazy to me. Arizona doesn't observe it? One county over and it's an hour different. Oh my gosh. think it's this little handle. There we go. So let's see how that looks like. That looks pretty cool. We need to make a new layer above. Copy, paste. And let's lock the original one and tell this one to move like down here. And then turn that red. Not that red, no. Alright, and I think, you know, just to kind of sell the effect a little bit, you know, we can do a fade on the arrow. Across the street, and you've saved yourself 1 whole hour. Time travel, friends. Anyone remembers the era before smartphones? We had to manually change the time. I'm a 19-year-old and I do remember that. Yeah, I mean, I remember my teachers doing it, like when I was like, you know, that's looking kind of good, I think. I'm just gonna delay that just a little. Oop, I put a marker. I hate it when that happens. Okay, let's do this and maybe move this a couple frames back. So it's waits, and then we can just draw this, and it just fades out, and then it will loop. And now, let's get some annotations. Just need a word. Set this to Century Gothic. C. And let Whoops. Could even make perspective, make it look cool if I wanted to. Wow. I had a Sony Ericsson phone till last year. I had one of those when I was younger. I had a Samsung flip phone too at one point. Honestly, I kind of miss those days of like cell phone technology. Well, not the technology, but just like the overall design. You know, I thought it was very cool how it's just like, you know, really like anything went when it came to designing phones at that point. Alright, guys, does this look like garbage? I kind of hate the way this one looks. Like that. Scale. Inlet. Trying to make it somewhat the same size. Yeah, the thing is, I could put some delay. I mean, what I think what would be ideal actually is if I let that go, you know, wait, and then show a red arrow coming out. But the thing is, I would have to actually loop it again, which is not the worst thing. You know, it depends on how many, you know, how much you have to wait, because if you think about this looping over and over again, I mean, it gets the same idea across because this is outlet at this point. I think I'm just going to leave it like this, I think. Because that means I would have to either make the animation, for example, 10 seconds long if I wanted to have the blue arrow go in, wait, and then outlet. Or I would have to, like, make it faster. And, you know, just from, like, you know, comments I've gotten on my animation before, I did get a lot of, hey, can you slow it the freak down? I'm trying to look at this and see what it's doing. So my hunch is to leave it like this, I guess is what I'm saying. I do need to make an annotation for it. Oh God, why is it so small? Oh. Oh shoot, what did I just change? Okay. Actually, I think I'm gonna change this to 560. My brain is small. What was it called? Rotary vane air compressor. You can go there. There is a joy in using tactile buttons. Even with my BlackBerry, I could text easy without looking. Yeah, same. I had a BlackBerry Bold, you know, towards the end of high school. Let's do that. I'm really enjoying reading this conversation. By the way, wish you all a good night. Oh, all right. You know, thanks for hanging out with the stream. You know, you basically made it to the end anyway. I'm just editing at this point. Something I have to do. All right, so I think this is how it's gonna look. Okay, save. Oh, it looks like it's missing a frame. Yeah, 5. Oh, I guess what I should do is when I practice what I preach. And that one gained an extra frame. Let's run that one more time. Yeah, we'll see if there's any stuttering, but if I go to this, and that's the curb shaper. Let this go. Oops, I killed the music. Oops. I need to repeat one. I think it's pretty good. You know, it's nice and small. I just need to make a GIF version as well. Let me bring back the music. So I already have that set up here. So this is the animated GIF version, which is a little bit more portable. So yeah, I think that's gonna be the hot ticket for tonight. I can't zoom into this. GIF or GIF? Now you got me thinking about it now. Now I don't even know what it is. Animated image. Let's just go with that. You're gonna have to go back in the VOD to find out what I said. Just take a look at it again with Windows Media Player. So as you can see with this animated image, I actually did used to say that whenever I gave a presentation back in school, because like, you know, it's a school of nerds, right? It's an engineering school. Of course someone's gonna be like, it's GIF or it's GIF. So like, if I knew there was like a kid in my class who would like bring that up, I would say, as you can see with this animated image, it's doing a thing or something like that. But yeah, I think we're gonna call it right there, folks. I think it's looking pretty good. I really appreciate you coming out. If you like what you saw and you're not already subscribed, I would recommend subscribing. That would really mean a lot to me. Also, something I recommend you do, join us for the memes in our virtual FlatCAD server. We will take a look here at Alessio's multi-body simulation. Oh, that's awesome. The compliant mechanism. That's really good. Yeah, wild deformation. So, by the way, you know, if you want to see cool stuff like this, definitely join the Discord. I will put the link to that there. If you want to see any of my other social medias, my Instagram, my Twitter, if you want to consume my content that way, or my LinkedIn, if you want to add me on that. Though, admittedly, I'm not as active on that, as you can see with my billion notifications. You know, but anyway, you know, you can still add me there if you wish. And that link contains basically the exhaustive list. Modern problems require model solution. No, I kind of agree with that. You know, you corrected to modern problems require modern solutions, but I like modern problems require model solutions. Like, that's kind of cool. Get that on a plaque. Own it. Put it on your wall. Just like my string art version of my logo there. Me crying about leaving Sony Ericsson on Discord. Rip. But yeah, this has been a great episode. And with that, I'll catch you next time. Peace, guys.